Hey guys, we're gonna try things this way and see how it goes. I'm gonna show you what we're making today. I need ice. So the cocktail for this week is something I'm calling the shelter-in-place order. It's a variation on a very old cocktail that Heather really likes called the Last Word. It's a gin cocktail, and we're gonna be using Broker's gin, partially because Broker's comes with this cool little hat. So I usually, for mixing, use either Brokers or New Amsterdam because they're pretty cost efficient. If you're using, they're not great martini gins, but they're nice for mixing, especially if you're using citrus. So if you're getting gin drinks in the mason jars, they're probably either Brokers or New Amsterdam. So it's got a little bit of that. Well, it's got quite a bit of that actually. It's got green chartreuse. Sorry, it has some of the Grand Classico that we had in the Empty Street last week, and it has lime juice. The Last Word uses all of those except the Grand Classico, and it uses maraschino, which is like it's an old Italian liqueur. It is completely unrelated to maraschino cherries, except that they used to be soaked in it. It has like an earthy taste to it. So when I was trying the Grand Classico in the drink last week, it kind of reminded me of the maraschino, and I decided we would play with that. So it's a really simple recipe. It is, like I said in the email about the last one, cocktails always come down to ratios. And this, like a classic Negroni, is a 1 to 1 to 1 to 1, because there are 4 ingredients. Unlike the Negroni, this is going to be shaken. Forgive me, there's a pop. So, you get your jigger. I'm going to make a single one before I make the full batch for you guys. We're going to do a 4-ounce pour, which is a pretty standard martini pour. Just so you know, in terms of like size of liquids, 4 ounces of liquor that is over ice, that is shaken or stirred over ice, is going to expand slightly, so it's going to fill closer to like a 5 or 6 ounce martini glass or standard martini glass. All right, so I go with the fancy double jigger. This is a 1 ounce and a 2 ounce. Shaker, ice. I'm using the big cubes because the kids used all the regular ice cubes and didn't fill the tray. Stinking kids. So we got 1 ounce of gin. I'm going to add a little kicker because I spilled some. And if you're going to err, I would say you should err on the side of your base liquor. 1 ounce of gin. 1 ounce of green Cointreau. You can use yellow Cointreau. They're pretty similar taste-wise. Might be like an interesting variation. We're going to go 1 ounce of the Grand Classico. This is probably going to be the hardest one to come by at the moment. I just bought the last bottle at Northside, and who knows when we're getting anything new. That too. Sorry, I'm off my game. And I'm trying to keep the ingredients fairly simple, so that if you guys do want to try these at home, as it were, you have that option. And then lime juice, about a butt-ton of limes for this week and for next week. There's the cap from a shaker. This is not the cap from a shaker. All right. So, throw it all in. Give it a smack. Realize that you forgot the martini glass. Good light. Weird placement. Yeah, no, there's no way to keep that in frame. All right. Shake over ice. You can shake basically till it's uncomfortable to hold the metal shaker. I do a square shake just because that's how I'm trained. Let's tilt down so you don't actually need to see my face for this. Should get a nice, weird yellowy green color. That clunk is because I was using ice cubes that are really for pouring over the rocks rather than shaking. And that's your drink. Get the whole shot there. So that is, what did I say we were calling it? The shelter in place order. Try a little sip. All right, it turned out well. So it's gonna have a little bit of the herbal notes that the last drink did, but it's got a fair amount of citrus too. It may be too tart for you. It is a pretty tart flavor profile, and there's no simple syrup added. If you don't know, simple syrup is something that you should probably have on hand if you're doing any cocktail making. It is a 1-to-1 mix of sugar and boiling water. So, depending on how committed you are to the project, you can boil it down for a while. I like to have simple syrup that's kind of like a viscous, syrupy thickness, but even if you just like put some water to boil on a kettle, throw a cup in over a cup of sugar, stir it up till it's fully dissolved, you'll be good. And it keeps, particularly if you boil it down for a while. And a little, like a half ounce in any drink is going to brighten it up, and it's going to cut that citrus taste. So if you try this and it's not your jam, throw a little simple syrup in there. If you're feeling lazy, you could throw like a little bit of agave or even honey, or honey in boiled water. We'll be doing something with honey syrup for next week's drink. That's it. That is the shelter-in-place order. And again, it is gin, green chartreuse, the Tempus Fugit Grand Classico, and the sun is really coming out here right now, which is our herbal liqueur, which is subbing for maraschino, and lime juice in a 1-to-1-to-1-to-1 ratio. Those will be on your porch tomorrow. See you guys soon.